Welcome back to the channel. How's it going today, kids? Today's children's moment, we're going to talk about faith. What is faith? Well, faith is believing in something that you can't see. This week's lesson, we talk about how Jesus was walking on water and his disciples were watching from the boat, specifically Peter. Peter wasn't sure if that was Jesus, so he called out to him and said, "If it's you, let me know." So Jesus told him, "It is I. It's me. Come. Come to me." Now, what do you think happens to Peter when Jesus called out for him to come to him? He was telling him to walk on water towards him. What would you do if you were Peter? Would you have got out of the boat and just walked on water? Because what happened was Peter got out and he started to take a few steps and then he began to sink. And at that moment, he called out to Jesus for help. And Jesus caught him and they went back into the boat and he told him, "Oh, ye of little faith." How does that apply to you? Well, there's a little story. I was teaching my son how to ride a bike, me and my wife. And he kept worrying about falling. So he wouldn't pedal. So it was kind of like Peter, where your fear of falling, or in Peter's case, his fear of sinking prevented him from doing the task. It prevented him from walking on water. See, Jesus didn't hesitate when he told him to come because he felt, if I can do it, you can do it. And that's the same way I felt. If I can ride a bike, then of course you can ride a bike. It just takes practice and it takes patience and it takes wisdom and understanding. Know that you might fall a few times, but eventually you're going to get the hang of it. And that was the biggest thing, was not worrying about something bad happening and just having the faith that it's going to be okay. Because there were points where he wouldn't even pedal because he was so afraid of falling. So I had to tell him and remind him and encourage him that all you have to do is keep pedaling and you're going to ride this bike. All you have to do is keep pedaling and you're going to stay up. All you have to do is keep pedaling and you're not going to fall. Don't worry about falling, because worrying about falling will ultimately make you fall. And that's what was Jesus's message. Don't worry about having that fear. Believe, have faith, and everything's going to be okay. So next time when you're riding a bike, or if you haven't learned yet, take the opportunity to think about having faith and how that applies. Once again, I want to thank you for joining me today and listening to today's message. And I want you to think about this today while you're going through life, whether it's school or at home, and you're running across some tough times. Just have faith. Everything's going to be okay. And above all else, keep pedaling. God loves you. I love you. And until next week.